our session. Okay, so yesterday we were seeing the provisioning module. Okay, on the provisioning module, I can add all the resources that my VCC is going to use. For example, the packages are the more important thing. I will need to create a campaign with telephony. Okay, and the package are made of some of other uh, resources such as the carriers, the trunks, and also we assign the IP phones that the agents are going to use when they connect to the platform. Okay, so now on module 4 we are going to see all the things that we have available on our VCCs to build campaigns. Okay, what's a campaign? For us, a campaign is a set of actions and resources that are applied to achieve a certain purpose. A contact center may have campaigns associated with telemarketing, lead capture, support, customer service, collection, promotions, etc. Depending on the business criteria, each campaign will process interactions from different channels: mail, Facebook, Twitter, telephone, web form, web chat. What does this mean? This means that I can have on a single campaign, for example, on a single campaign, sales, I can have different accounts. For example, I can have my phone account, I can have my chat account, and maybe my email account. Okay. The channels that will be available made available by the accounts of each channel that will be associated with each campaign will depend mainly of the defined business strategy. This means that the channels that you will activate is not depending of inConcert. We allow you to build and create campaigns with more than one account. For example, you can have here 2 chats, 3 mails, 1 telephony, and so on the same campaign. Remember that the campaign is sales. When we refer to campaign resources, we are mainly talking about the agents that will be assigned based on their profile and skills. To handle each campaign's service levels and also the users that will carry out administration, supervisor, development tasks, etc. to meet the campaign's purpose. Each campaign will have its own service levels and threshold, hour of the operation, disposition codes, label, templates, and canned message defined. What does this mean? I have specific configuration for the campaign. For example, the hours of operation, the schedule of the campaign, it's for all the campaign. It's not a resource associated with telephony, chat, or email. It's for all the campaign. Okay, so if example, if I set here from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., this schedule is set for all the channels that I have in my campaign. Okay, another thing that it's related to the campaign and not the account, agents or users, because I can here put agents, supervisors, and admins. Okay, if I assign a user to the campaign, and this is very, very, very important. If I assign a user to this campaign, I'm saying that this user can take interactions from all the channels, accounts that I have within. If I assign agent 1, for example, agent 1 will be able to take the telephony channel, the chat channel, and the email channel. Okay, this is very important because if you guys want agents that won't get, for example, this chat, that's something you will need to know, because then you will have to separate to another campaign. Okay, another configuration that is for the campaign, disposition codes. What are the disposition codes? These are the codes to set to the interactions for knowing how the interaction was closed, or the subject it was closed. For example, on sales, a disposition code can be the sale, client not
Deal.
deal, client not interested, only information, client had some questions regarding blah blah blah. Disposition codes are what I'm going to set up to the interaction as the reason or the motive that for that contact. Okay. Also, the canned messages are a configuration for the campaign and not for the account. Okay. So what happens? You need to be very careful on what you want to build regarding the campaigns. For example, this is a very common thing. Sales has his telephony, his chat, and his email. But for example, social networks, maybe Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, I will need them to be on a different campaign, because maybe for our client on the Facebook channel, Twitter channel, and Instagram channel, I can have my client reach out to me for different things and not only for sales. Okay. And since I don't want the users that are in sales to be able to attend any interactions from these kind of channels, I need to separate it. Okay. Because one of the most important things is this: if I assign a user to the campaign, I'm saying that user is able to attend any of the channels of the accounts. Okay. So I need you to understand this, because this will give you the information to know if you can summarize in a single campaign some accounts, or you want to separate some accounts to another campaign. Okay. When you are a supervisor, and we are going to see that on the module, the supervisor also can supervise by campaign. He sees one campaign as a square, okay, and he can access to supervise, for example, in sales, the telephony campaign. He can choose which accounts to monitor. But a when he sees, for example, I'm going to enter this. When he sees a campaign, he sees all the users that are assigned to that campaign. Okay, let me show you, for example. Yes. For example, this is a campaign, this is a campaign, this is a campaign, this is a campaign, this is a campaign. Okay. When I select a campaign, no one is connected here. Well, it's very early in Mexico. But I see my team for the campaign. Okay. We're going to review this later. Okay. So it's important for you to know the difference, and what can we achieve with the campaigns. I can group accounts, and I can separate accounts for me to have maybe different users, maybe different disposition codes, maybe different canned messages. Here, for example, on this social network, my client can reach for me for sales, for support, for information, whatever. And obviously, the disposition codes will be different than the ones that I have in sales, for example. And the disposition codes for support are obviously going to be different than the ones that I have in sales. Okay. So I will be logging to a
Sorry, Laura, I have a
yes,
question regarding the
yes,
working hours, campaign working hours. When we configure the campaign working hours, that mean it will apply for all the channel the
yes.
same,
Yes, this is a
the same.
this is an also this is also a configuration for the campaign. If you set up that the schedule is from 9 to 9, that means telephony channel will apply, chat channel will apply, and email channel will apply. This is this
Mm,
is this is thought obviously because the users have the same schedule, right?
mm,
For example, if you have your campaign sales and sales work from 9 to 9, maybe for the user you have two shifts, one from 9 to 1 and the other from 1 to 9, right? And that's why the schedule is a configuration for the campaign. Okay.
okay.
Okay. So I here connected to to a VCC of a training environment. Okay. When I connect as administrator, I can see all these features here. Okay. Let's review those features before creating a campaign. Okay. For example, users. Here I can create my users, the users that will connect to the VCC. Okay. Here is a filter. I can show the inactive. Why? Because I can inactive a user. inConcert won't allow you to delete a user. If you want to use a user and you want to disable or delete the user, you only have to do this to deactivate that user. Okay. And if you want to show inactive, you just click here. Okay. If you want to edit a user, you use this. Okay. And if I want to create a user, what information do I need? A user ID. This is the ID that I will have on the platform. For example, training. Okay. A user ID must have at least 8 characters. Okay. Training, first name, last name, user. No, sorry, admin. Here I have the mail. Remember that when we saw yesterday on the provisioner that I can activate the double authentication? Well, this is something that we need for that, because if I enable that feature, I need to have this user's mail for me to be able to send the code to him. Okay. This is not mandatory. I'm going to put anything here. Set password. Okay, we'll be setting a password. Okay, password confirm. Permission. Here is where I am going to set the permission of this user. If he's an agent, if he's an administrator, business manager, or whatever. These are the default permissions. Okay. Maybe this is an agent. Okay. I can set up a work group. What is a work group? A work group, here I can configure the work groups. A work group is a way for me to make groups within the agents. Imagine that I have a campaign with 400 agents. A supervisor cannot obviously supervise 400 agents. When I have those kind of campaigns, maybe I have supervisor that supervise a group of 20 or 30 agents, right? Right? And here I can set up work groups for the supervisor, maybe to see not the 400 agents that are on the campaign, but to see only his work group. Okay? Initial state. I can set up the initial state for the agent. I want the agent to connect and be immediately available, or paused, or away, or background, or break, or whatever. The default is break. I'm going to select here online no ACD. Okay. App language is the language that you want. Geographic information. Here I can set up the time zone of the user. Okay. For example, I will be setting here UTC. Okay. Country, I will be selecting global settings and area global. Okay. Later we are going to see what this means and how it would affect my user. Okay.
Sorry,
Use.
Laura, for
Yes.
interruption, but can we add more time zones or countries that are not available here?
I think we can. I think we can.
Okay. Also about the languages, can we add more languages if there is any language available?
Um, I think we're working on Portuguese, but if you want to do a request, we have no problem with that. Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, how the language works, you can imagine that we don't program with for example, with 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 the name on the bottom. Obviously, this has a variable, and we
This
have
does.
a dictionary. And if we
Mhm.
do that dictionary, maybe uh, that request will be go easily. But yes, you can
Okay.
request that feature. And we are a company that first allows you to do requests, and we always take those notes in mind for our uh, for our upgrading process, because we as a company want to do better for our clients. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I am going to select English. Okay. User corporate information is like more information: location, position, organization. I really rarely use this kind of stuff. User custom information is to set up custom values. For example, I want to set up the national document for each user. I don't know, something. You have these custom fields. This is not matched to any specific field. Okay, this is for you two guys for free use. User campaigns. When I set up a user, yes, when I set up a user, um, for example, the user agent needs to be assigned always for one campaign. Here, when I set up a user, can also add that user to several campaigns. Okay, for example, if I have a list of the campaigns here, when I create a user, I can easily assign the user to his campaigns right away. Okay, but when I create an agent, I always have to set up at least one campaign to set the default campaign. Okay, if I do this, for example, he will be saying me, please select a default campaign. Okay, so I will be selecting this and this. Okay, when I set up the permission, this is setting up the user permissions already. For example, he's clicking all this. Well, but let me change this to agent. Okay, and you will see I can manually add and specifically add some user permissions, special user permissions for this. Okay, let's not do that because I want to show you. I don't modify users permissions within the agent. What we do, I'm going to confirm here, is create new permissions. Here I have the agent, the administrator, the business manager. These are their the default user permissions. Do you see this? This means that someone, me obviously, changed the default. Why I change it? Because on the agent I remove this start stop recording. Okay, I touch the agent's default and I remove this. Okay, because I don't want, for example, my agent to be able to start and stop the recording, right? That will be dangerous. This is enabled by default. Okay, but I can also create new permissions. For example, I want to be able to supervise and be an agent. I can create an agent supervision. Agent supervision. And I can set, what's my template? The supervision. But I want also to be able to set up interactions. Okay. Can I start a new make conversation? If I want to, I can set up this. Okay. Great. So here I created a new permission that it's, I missed the N. Great. Agent supervision. I created this, and now I can create a user, for example, or I can change my training user to agent supervision. I misspelled everything. Sorry. I misspelled this. Agent supervision. Do you see here system permission? Do you see this is a system permission? You can delete this. And do you see this is a personalized permission, right? I can create new permissions. And that's why I was telling you I I don't like to set up the specific users, maybe one, two cases, but you can build custom permissions for your users. Okay? You can also create custom states. Let's log in with the training.
Sorry, Laura,
Yes.
regarding the creation of user, if we have a bulk of identical user, can we create it by bulk or one by one?
What do you mean identical users?
Agent have the same permission, and I have a bulk of agent like 40. I
Yes.
will,
Yes. Do you mean this import users?
yes.
Yes. You don't have, if you have 100 agents, yeah, sorry, I forgot to explain this. You can create one by one and you can import users. Okay, what do you need for a new importation? A CSV file. Okay, this file needs to have these columns. We can give you a file example, okay? But you can import massively. Yes.
Can I export one agent template and modify it, then export, then import?
No, the only operation that we can do is create.
Import.
Yes, create. This will create the users, and this will give you the importation detail, how many he was able to import, and how many fails we have. We can.
Okay, is there any certain template, Laura,
Yes,
we can follow?
I can give you a template. Yes.
Okay, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I guess it's better to be in the application itself, to be dynamic, so I can download the template and fill the information, then upload it again. I guess this will be better.
Yes. Yes. That's a good advice. Okay, custom states. I wanted to log in as the training here. Okay, so I'm connected with the agent. Remember, with WebRTC, do you see this red? It's because I need to allow. And that this is also because I connected with incognito, right? With a private. Okay. Then he enables the and you see this changed. Well, this is why it's getting. So these are the states. Remember that I put for training admin the online no CD as the default state when he logs. Well, this is it. These are the default states. Available, online no CD, away, bathroom, break, out of launch, and so. But I can create a new state. For example, training, training, training. Great. And the next state I'm going to see is training. You see this is red. Red means that is a personalized state. Okay. So what do the states means? Available, the platform will see me available for taking ACD interactions. Online no ACD will allow me to work with interaction that are not on the ACD. I will explain this later. Okay. These breaks, away, backroom break, out of lunch, will mean that I'm away, okay? And if I do this, inConcert will not allow me to work with any interaction, no matter if it's queue, waiting, ACD, or my active, whatever. I cannot work in a break, okay? And training is my default, okay? Well, if I do this, I can see it has been in the current state for 1 second, okay? And if I do this, 5 seconds, 7 seconds. So the agent can see how many times he's been on this state by just doing this, okay? Well, I can set up here I don't have global settings on this permission. Let's see. Mm, Okay, great. Okay, let's have the agent connected on a site. Okay, work groups. Work groups are the work groups for my agent. I was telling you that I can group
Sorry,
agent.
Laura,
Yes.
regarding I have a question regarding the agent status.
Okay.
If we make the agent no ACD, which mean he couldn't receive any calls, voice call, or couldn't receive any transaction, email, chat.
I will explain the online non-CD when we are going to set up the campaigns and the distribution of the campaigns, because on inConcert I have two types of distribution. the circular, that it's ACD, automatic ACD, and the queued. Okay, what is going to be the difference between them? When I set up circular, I am setting the ACD, the automatic ACD. So inConcert, for giving the agent an interaction, the agent needs to be available. inConcert will give automatically the interaction, and for inConcert take the interaction and give it, for example, to training admin, I need to be available. All those interactions that are on ACD will be displaying here on waiting. For example, calls. Calls obviously need to be configured as circular, and if I have 10 calls waiting, I will see them here. And if inConcert sees me available, he will be giving me that interaction automatically. Okay, but I have another distribution that is queue. When I set up, for example, mail on queue, the agent is the one that needs to go to the queue and take that interaction. And why online no ACD works? Because, for example, if that's the case, I don't want any call, but I can be working on emails, and online no ACD will allow me to work on the queued interaction and also on the active and live interactions, but won't give me, for example, a call that it's on the ACD. I will explain this later, and we are going to see how this works when we have the campaign. But online no ACD is like a pause or a state that don't give me anything on the ACD, but I can still work on other stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so work groups are groups within the agents. Okay, we can set up groups and we can assign an agent to that group for the supervisor to be able to monitor that group easily. Okay. Okay, skills. On inConcert, I will have also a way to distribute interactions by skill. So for example, imagine that I have a that you guys have a campaign in Spanish, okay, or in English, okay. You can set up inConcert to assign the interaction for all the agents that talks better English, and if those agents are busy, then go down to the agents that talks, I don't know, 50% English, and you can order the assignment of those interactions. Why or how can we do that? For example, if I create a skill named English, I can assign a value to each agent for that skill. For example, let's imagine that I talk English with I will be setting up Laura to 8. I will set up Anwar to 9. I will set Muhammad to 5. Okay. So when I create a skill, I can create that value to specific agent, for example, English.
Skill level.
Default value 1. This means that if I haven't put a value to a specific agent, that default value is 1. Okay. But I can set up here for my IC. I can set up English to, do you see 1? He put me 1. I will be setting up 10. Okay. And for training, I will be setting up English to 5. Okay. So if this user and this user are assigned, to, for example, sales in English, and obviously you talk another language, if these two are available and you put on the distribution of the campaign as skilled and to use English as the skill, inConcert will look for the agent that has the most value. So if I have these two available, it will go to IC agent. If AC agent is busy, he will look up for the next agent with the most value. If I have the two, he will be going to trading. But imagine that IC agent was with a call, training was available. If AC agent ends the call and I have another call, it will go to IC agent once again because he's the better user for this campaign because this campaign needs a special skill. Okay? So here is where I can create the skills. Okay. Web designer is where I'm going to use or I'm going to develop my forms. Okay. We'll be reviewing this later. Okay. Tickets, ticket emitters. I can set up inConcert to assign a specific ID to my interactions. Please do not think this is our help desk add-on or our help desk feature. No, this is just a way to inConcert to label the interaction with one specific ID or a ID that has a special format or something. Because inConcert uses as ID a GUID. It's like a alphanumeric of 50 characters. It's something like this. Okay, so that's our ID. But imagine that you want to work with an ID with specific format for your client. This is another way to mark those interactions. For example, a ticket example. Oh no, custom ticket. I can set up the sequence, auto increment or date with auto increment. Let's do this, okay? My minimum width, I will be setting for base number 0, for example. Do I want a prefix? Yes, I want to set up this prefix. This is a sample on how I will be marking each interaction. Tick 000, tick 0001, and so. Do I have a suffix? Suffix is on the last. No, I don't have any. Or date out. See, if I do this, this will be giving me 20, 22, 0, 1, 28, 0. 1, 2, 3. This is going to move. Let's do this.
Okay, sorry, Laura, for the tickets, what is the difference between the ticket and help desk?
What's the difference between what?
Between the tickets here and the help desk.
This the help desk will allow you to have workflows. It's completely different. On help desk you can achieve ticket states, where it's open, it's active, it's escalated, it's on support one. You can have workflows. You can have specific uh, ticket fields. It's another word. This I don't know. I don't know if this is. I wouldn't call this ticket. This is like labeling with another ID or with a custom ID my interactions. For example, when I do a report, and if, for example, I do a report here, let's see by campaign. This ticket emitter, what this means is this is the conversation ID for inConcert. And if you have a ticket emitter, the only thing that you are doing is to add another ID. Why? Because maybe you want your client to identify a single call, and this ID is horrible to memorize, right? And if you say to the client, this call is the tick 0001, it's easy to write this down instead of this. You know what I'm saying? It's not a ticket per se. It's not a ticketing. It's just something to identify with another way, with another format, right?
Okay, it's kind of labeling the codes or the interaction.
Yes. If I will name this as label interaction or custom label ID, something like that. I won't call this ticket because obviously that triggers your question, right? I
Yes,
will I will
exactly.
I
Because
will
there is something else called label and ticket.
yes.
I guess it's different also in the help desk.
Yes.
So it's a little confusing.
Yes, because when you say ticket, you can imagine, okay, someone called, I have my ticket open, I need to resolve this. Maybe I need another team to resolve this, and I can transfer or escalate that ticket to someone else. Someone else is working in that ticket, someone is writing down on that ticket. We need information for this subject, and I can change the state of my ticket and that, blah, blah, blah. That is what help desk does. So I know where you're going. I wouldn't call this also a ticket. This is just, for example, I have a call and I give my client, okay, your call is TICK0020. Okay? And if someone calls me for that specific ticket, I can look up because I also have a filter by ticketing here. So it's a easy way for me to find specific call without using the conversation ID, because you won't give this conversation ID to anyone, right? we will see it.
Yes.
We will see it on working on a campaign. Okay. Attention capability. Remember that we saw in our slides that you can configure all the simultaneous interaction by each channel. Here is where I can set up that. For example, I want my agent to be able to look up for, where is chat? Here. Limited to 5. I want my agent to be able to talk to 3 clients by chat. And simultaneously, I want 5 Instagrams, 5 Facebooks, 5 YouTubes, 5 Google Play, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And WhatsApp, I also want 3. Okay. So here I've custom I I configure how many simultaneous interactions can agent have. Okay.
Okay.
5.
So is this applied on all campaigns?
Yes, but you will see that I can do something else with this in the campaign, because when I select the campaign, I have a campaign name here inConcert. I can change that. Okay. But this is for all the VCC, for all the campaigns that I have on my VCC. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Outgoing.
so
See.
For the
Yes.
circular
sorry,
routing, this is gonna apply. I mean, if hello,
Yes.
yeah, yes, Laura, it's me, Mohammed. Just a question that the attention capability for attention level limit. If I have a campaign with circular, for example, to send the chat or WhatsApp directly to the agent without him picking it from the queue, it will follow this rule also.
Yes, of
Like it
course.
will detect how many live interactions.
Yes, of course.
Because I tested it with a queue one, I know that I cannot take more than
Yes.
the ones configured, but I wanted to check about the circular.
Yeah. What happens is when you are queued, you, since you are the one that is trying to pick up the interaction, you will see that message. But if you are on circular, that means that inConcert will automatically set the interaction to you. You don't see that message because you don't take it. But inConcert knows that that's your attention
Exactly, because
capability.
sometimes the client might have this configured, and then they come to us saying that my status is online available, and I'm not
Yes.
getting more chats, etc. So maybe that's the reason.
Yes, that's pretty usual. That's obviously maybe our clients don't know that capability, but yes, we have many tickets in our support team that uh, that says that I have my engines available and I see that I have interactions on waiting and those interactions are not be setting up to my agent, and obviously that's a reason why. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
okay, sorry, Laura, for the attention capabilities. Is it customizable per agent? So I can, for this agent, for example, have 10 simultaneously transactions, and the other one can have different number.
I think yes. Let me go here. Yeah, do you see here? I'm in the campaign named inConcert and I'm in members. Do you see here? I can set up specific capability.
Okay. So you can have capability by the campaign.
Yes. This is for the whole VCC. This is like the default for everyone.
Okay, but not all the users. If on the user level, if the user is a member of multiple campaigns, so I think it's logical to be per user because he may be assigned to multiple campaigns.
I will say that this is the default attention capability for all users for all the VCC. For example, if you don't want to be specifying each campaign and each user, you'll be using this. But for example, in inConcert campaign, if I want to modify the capability for this specific campaign, I will need to set up here for each user. I think this is like the default. And if you want to change that default, you will need to go to the user on each campaign.
Okay, great.
Question, Laura, like which one will have like the higher priority? For example, if I have
This.
configured the attention level for the whole VCC, for example, maximum 5 web chat sessions at the same time. Then I went to the web chat campaign and I selected that web chat and increased this capability to 10.
Yes.
So the system will apply which rule? The one in the attention capability for the whole VCC, or what I applied individually for this specific web chat campaign?
This one. This one.
It will apply. Okay.
Yes, because here you override the member capability. Okay. Next is outgoing accounts. Please don't confuse this with a email campaign. No, this is just a campaign for outbound alerts, alarms, notifications, or whatever. Okay. For example, remember the double factor authentication? Well, for that, I need an email to send the codes, right? So for example, I can set up here an account for that purpose. Okay? For example, notifications at inconcertcc.com. This is only an outbound, and please take in mind that I cannot have here an outbound account that it's also a campaign on inConcert. I cannot use uh, the same account. Okay, so if for example I have an account with sales at inconcertcc.com, I cannot create an outgoing account with that account. Okay, so if it's Gmail, Office 365, Outlook, generic, I will be setting up here just like we do on a mail client, this account. And this outbound account, I can use it, for example, for that double authentication login. I can use it, for example, if I want to schedule a report. All the reports on inConcert can be scheduled to send up to an email every hour, every night, once a day. I can use this to do that. Also, I can configure, for example, for the chat to be sent to our client once it's ended with the transcription. Okay, so I can set up here my email for sending that. Let's set up. I have here an account. Let's set up this for you to see. Let's try to set up everything we can. Let me see, where is my here. Mail inconcertcc.com, port 25, enter password. This is the password. User alarms. Okay, great. We'll be using this later. Okay, spell checker. Well, this is the spell checker. We have English, French, Portuguese, and Spanish. I can see here, obviously we work with already a database of words, but here you can add new words. For example, if you're going to write down inConcert too much, you can add that word here for the spell checker not to mark as inConcert as an error, right? The spell checker is used in chat, in all the reading channels, okay? Signatures. This is used for email accounts. I can set up here the default signature that my emails will have. Okay, so let's set up a signature. Mm, I can set up here, sorry, this is HTML, right? I can set up here dynamic stuff like agent's complete name. Okay, we'll be seeing where we're going to use this. We're going to use this on the email. Okay, I set up a signature. Okay, process flows. This is where I'm going to build my bots, my IVRs. This is our flow process. Designer will be reviewing this on, I think, in 2 weeks, or maybe next week if we move fast. This is where I'm going to create the bots, the chatbots, the IVRs. Okay, we'll be reviewing this later.
Sorry, Laura,
Questions?
for the
Yes.
interruption, but the signature, is there any way to create dynamic signature for the all agents? For example, I will add the name of the agents,
Yes.
then standard template.
Yes. I can hear. I here have all the dynamic things I can put. For example, I use here agent complete name, but I also oops. Here will be a dynamic variable, and here will be a dynamic variable. We will see this.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I add an image in the signature? For example, the logo of the company?
Yes, of course. Here. You can insert an image. You can do it in HTML. This is the HTML code for this. For example, let me look up for inConcert logo. Wait. inConcert logo. Yeah, for example. Wait just a minute. Copiar. I think it's this. Wait. HTML tag img. My memory is not so bad. Yes. With 200. Do you see that here he puts the image, but it's not loaded yet?
Yes, okay, understood.
Yeah, let me put it from here because
Can add it as an HTML code and embed it as a signature.
sorry.
You can add it to the HTML code.
Yes. Yeah, but it's not loading because it's not a PNG. It's a CVG. I don't know what format is that. Weird.
Okay.
But yes, you can put images. Yes, you can put images here. Don't worry. You can put. This is a HTML editor. If I want, I can set up this, for example, in another color. I can set up here Verdana 11, no, 12, for example. Okay.
Okay.
And this orange and bold. Okay. Okay, shared files. Here I have the knowledge base. I can set up files here. I can upload files. For my agent, use this in my channels. For example, maybe for completing a sale, I need my client to fill a form. Fill a form. Okay, so maybe I can put here that that form, and with just a click, the agent can send that file in the mail and in the chat. Okay, you don't need that file to be on the agent's computer. You can bring that file directly from here. Okay.
Kind of like your wiki knowledge base.
Mm-hmm. This is a very common feature, right? I've seen it in other platforms. Okay. API users is just to create a user for be able to connect to the environment through the API. Okay. We have an API for triggering interactions to see information. Here, you will only create that user for that user be able to connect. Okay. Application launcher is when I create a web form, I can do plenty of forms. Maybe I can do an offline form for me to set up, I don't know, numbers on a blacklist, whatever. Okay. The application launcher, sorry, will allow me to access that form from here. Let me show you somewhere because we don't have any application yet. Let me show you this in a current environment. This is like an easy access to that. I don't have any here. It's inConcert at college OCC. Here, application launcher. Here I have an application. This is a easy access to some form. This is an example, right? I can here have a form to add phones to a blacklist, whatever. I can do a form of whatever I want. This is just an access for the agent or for the for the supervisor or for the administrator. Okay. Do you see here the ticket? Here's a ticket.
Yes.
This is labels. We will be reviewing this later. This is a ticket. Okay. App notifications. I can set up notifications to be sent to a webhook. Okay. I can set up here to send notifications to be fired when an agent log in, when an agent log out, when an agent changes the state, when an agent is assigned to a campaign or removed from a campaign. We can send also interactions when they are incoming, new outgoing, blah, 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 blah. And what this does, we only are sending information. We are only sending information to other system. What does this system does is up to you. We are notifying when we log in when we logged in an agent, when an agent is logging out, when he's changing states. For example, if you are receiving this, you can build a dashboard for online agents, right? But imagine
Yes.
what you can achieve if I send you the notification for all of this. Maybe you can achieve more. Okay, so we did this for that kind of stuff. Our clients are always wanted to have like information, notification. They want to build maybe a dashboard, a custom dashboard or something. We developed this for sending this kind of info and allow you to manage that information. Okay.
Okay, great.
Windows design. I can here set up a default window design. For example, do you see that the conversation, this tab is right here? When I set up a custom design, I can set up, for example, for telephony to have this bar like move all the way here. Maybe on telephony it's okay, but on chat or other channels this will be too short. Okay. But for example, for telephony, I'm going to put that this is here. I can set up, for example, the order of this kind of task, contact form, candidate. For example, I want to be the candidate message first. Context, info. Okay, I want this order. Okay, we'll be seeing this when we have an interaction. Okay. And
Okay.
last but not least, I can have an address book. What is an address book? This will allow me to save easy dial phones. For example, and I think the only time I've ever used this, I set up here emergency phones for a client because they were dialing too much those type of phones, and those type of phones are like special. They have like 4 or 5 digits, and what we did is set up those phones here. Okay. For example, 911. I don't know. Oh, 911. This is a phone. 911. Okay. So that will appear when the agent will click on new. I can have here, select and go to the address book and just click on the number and dial, okay? This is what they do. On the administration, I can also go to Reports Designer, okay? Reports Designer is for me to create new reports, to create new metrics, to create new filters, to create custom fields for maybe a report, or create my schedules. This is where, for example, I can create, please send the detail team, no, detail no, resume, summary, team, states by agent on CSV, sorry. For the day, for a specific agent, no. Last day, yes.
The designed report here is real-time or historical report?
Sorry?
The reports here is the real-time report or historical?
Yeah, this report. On real time, I think you have some indicators. It's not specifically a report. It's some indicators.
Okay.
All life is on the supervisor. I was here. I just want you to see this. Last day, frequency options. I want to see at 00. Forever. Here is what I want you to see. Remember that we configured this outgoing account. For example,
Yes.
this is used here.
Okay.
I can create reports here. Here are the default reports of inConcert. They are very complete, has many columns, but if you want a specific report, we can configure a report here. We will also be seeing that, if, for example, if I set up a campaign and the login form on my chat, for example, I need my client to give me his name, his ID, his phone, his email. I can bring that information to a report, and we can download that report. Also, if you have a survey, for example, if my chat campaign has a survey at the end of the conversation, that survey needs to be reported somewhere, right? And here we can create those kind of reports. Metrics are, for example, I want to create a new metric. I don't know. Percentage of whatever. I can create here new metrics for my reports. Okay? Questions?
I guess for sure we will need more details about reporting, especially creating custom reports and details of each report if it's available.
Yes. We can review that because when I am going to show you the campaigns, I will be triggering interactions, and we will see on each interaction how the report is created. Okay? That will be a good exercise. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So the administrator can also go to reports and supervisor. On reports, you will see, you will see reports for the channels that you have available. For example, I here on inConcert, I think I only have telephony. And that's why I only see call, voicemail, and dialer here. But for example, if I create a new mail campaign or a new WhatsApp, I'll be seeing here mail, WhatsApp, and stuff. For example, this. Do you see here? I see call, chat, contact form, Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. That's because I have accounts for that. So inConcert will show you here the channels that you have available on your campaigns. Okay. And here will be the custom reports. Okay. Great.
Laura, I have a question. Are our team is going to have an access to some environment to start applying this training? I also got your links for the builds and the patches, but we don't have an access to it. Okay. So this takes me to another question. If our team is going to have something like a steps of the setup, how we do a setup for a local virtual machine, so each of our trainees will have a local virtual machine on laptop, for example, to start his training and applying all these steps. Can we take this into consideration?
I talked to Rodrigo and he told me that, for example, installation won't be needed on the training because you guys were going to have all, well, at first, all on our cloud. Okay. I did put that on the training, but when he saw the topics, we removed that specific training because he thought you won't need that for now. Okay, maybe later we can do it. Regarding the access to a training, I don't see a problem, but please talk back to Rodrigo because he likes make the decisions, right? And where I don't have problem showing you how to install. The installation of this environment takes me 1 hour. It's so easy. But please send Rodrigo your request. I don't see any problem, for example, for you to access my training environment. I don't have a problem, Anwar.
Yani, actually, I understand that we have already an agreement to use your cloud setup, okay? But the point is, I need all of trainees on my team to have a hands-on training, not only just to watch some videos and to have even some limited access to do something. I need my team to have yani, to work hard on this training, okay, with a real hands-on. So I will email Rodrigo about this. If we can add 1 or 2 sessions, just a basic يعني setup of an instance, okay. I prefer this. So let me يعني maybe talk to Rodrigo about this.
Yes, I don't have a problem, Anwar. I think we already have done that with another partners. So
yeah, I think even it's better if they can build something on their premise, like a small server, like the one I built my own.
Yes, just
domain and SSL certificate, you can build it.
Yes, just decide what you want to do, Anwar, and we will be happy to help you. We can.
Thank you, Laura.
We can do this training, and then we can do labs. Me seeing you guys how you do it. We can.
That's very, very good. Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
How many sessions do you believe that we would require for such thing?
Installation only?
Installation?
Yes, just
no installation.
Look, I only need yani, each one of my team to put a virtual machine on his laptop, okay, and deploy an instance, okay. I don't need that fancy thing, Okay, just a basic instance to learn how to create, for example, users groups, IVR, and basic bots. I don't need something that is huge. Okay, we can enhance in that later. For example, yes.
I would recommend you, Anwar, to install one environment for all your guys, because have a virtual machine on their laptop. I think that will
It
be.
won't handle it. You need minimum
Yes.
24 GB of RAM at least
Yes.
to run Cassandra octa-core CPU. So at least you need one good server. It doesn't have to be like very powerful one. High-end PC will work like the one I use, but you cannot deploy it on virtual machine on your laptop. Otherwise, it will be full of errors and problems due to low hardware specifications.
Yes, I would prefer,
Unless you want to
Anwar,
buy the
for you to give us, maybe in our cloud, maybe in your data center, just one virtual machine, and we can install there inConcert, and everyone can use that without a problem. Every guy on your team can, for example, create a VCC with his name and start working. I don't see the problem. But if you want my advice, I will say one server in our cloud or one server in your data center. We just need one server.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will do.
Okay. And later the installation per se takes 30 minutes. Okay, but the explanation maybe will take 2 hours, but it's pretty easy to install. Okay.
How about the Cassandra and Elasticsearch? Should we bring someone from our administration, because we have a separate system administration team? Okay, so should we bring someone from our system administration team for Cassandra installation and Elasticsearch?
No, because you will see, Anwar, the installation of i6 is all automatized. You just need to configure two files that are the config files, and then the installation is run automatically. Everything is installed automatically.
There is on the wiki, I don't know if you have access to the account that you have. There, everything explained, like I did the installation by myself, just by following the wiki.
Moha, talking about that, what's your wiki user?
I think I have different one. She's asking about. I think it's inConcert partner something, not the guest.
Yeah, can you give us that user, because I was trying to look up for that user and didn't get it, because the user that I gave you on my email is like a operations user. So
Yeah,
Moha,
it's limited one. I think they gave it to me before it didn't work.
Yes.
Then Kevin created one for me.
Yes, if you have that user, please share, because I know I don't know. I think Mohammed was telling
There is
me
no
that
problem in multiple
the
logins by
article
everyone.
was blocked, or you need access required.
But I mean, Laura, if I share it with a lot of people and a lot of connections from different places, that won't cause any security issues or block the user
No,
or
because
anything like that.
we use the same with the user guest. It's the same.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna share it with you. I don't know if you want to check with Rodrigo if he wants to create something special for them or to use the same one. Let him decide on that, and then it's up to you if you want to share it.
Okay. Okay, I will ask him. Okay.
Okay, I guess Laura and Anwar, what was Anwar saying, that not only for the installation, for the monitoring and troubleshooting, I guess we will need that also. And our system administrator teams, our team are responsible for the servers and data centers. So if there is any concern about Cassandra and storage, and if there is any sensor and PRTG, something like this for the troubleshooting, I guess they should attend in this part, not only the installation.
I will communicate this over email and with Rodrigo, okay? And I will be waiting for your recommendation if you see it's beneficial for our system administration team to attend, okay? If you see it's only something automated, just like it's just a few steps and no nothing needed from our administration team. So it will be okay. Okay, I will discuss this with Rodrigo, and we will agree on that. Thank you very much.
Don't worry. Yes, the installation process is very easy. If you want to add, if you want to add your team, it will be taking 2 hours of his time, Anwar. So yes, you can have them. You can have them in the meeting. I don't see a problem. But as I telling you, we won't do the installation like install Cassandra, then install Elasticsearch, then install Redis. No. What we do is we set up 2 files and we run a command, and that command will automatically install everything that we need.
Yeah, installation must be online too. It cannot be offline. So you once you run the JSON commands, they will connect to a repository of inConcert and do the installation online. So you must make sure that you have good internet connection, and you are installing on a region allowed by inConcert. So if you have problem in connectivity, maybe we need to ask the infrastructure guys to allow that access, because it happened with us sometimes with some clients that installation was not going on. When we checked, they need to whitelist that region.
Okay, I will arrange with Rodrigo. Thank you very much, Mohammed and Laura.
Welcome.
Okay, give me a moment. Okay. Okay, we were seeing the admins overview and what he can achieve on the administration of the VCC. Okay, what we have left is creating campaigns. Okay, so I would like to start creating chat, email, and telephony campaigns. The other types of campaigns will be explained theoretically, because I don't have right now a Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or a WhatsApp. But those kind of campaigns are pretty easy to configure, because you only need to set up the link between your account, for example, in Facebook and inConcert. It's pretty easy to achieve, and we can maybe see some of those campaigns already configured in our environment. Okay, so I'll be creating right now a campaign. Okay, I will be setting up a new campaign. Okay, so we were seeing that a campaign has here some specific configuration, this. Okay, so the first thing I need to set up to a campaign is obviously the name. Okay, let's do this example and call this sales. Okay, when I set up a time zone, this time zone will be the time zone for my schedule. So for example, if I put, and I can configure here from 9 to 9, this will give me the 9 to 9 for Mexico, for Caracas, for Damascus, for Greenland, for Buenos Aires, for UTC. Okay, so for example, what's your time zone? +8, +9,
+2.
+2, +2.
The EET, Eastern Europe, I think the one applies to EU Europe. above Nairobi.
Okay, for example, if I do this, I will be on the schedule putting, for example, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but for Europe. Okay, so for example, that hour for me it's in the early morning, right? Okay, so when I set up the basic information, I will be now able to configure accounts, channels, members, permissions, schedule, sys integration, disposition, labels, notifications, attention levels, scanned messages, and rules. Okay, let's start by the easiest. Schedule, for example. When I create a campaign, the default is all day, all days. So I can click here and I can set up, for example, from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 21, right? And maybe on Saturday it's different and we work from 9 to 1. Okay? What else can I do? For example, oops, sorry. I went out. For example, I can configure a special day. Okay? What's a special day? Maybe a special day is an override for one of my dates. For example, next Monday, I won't be working from 9 to 21, and I will be working from 9 to 1 p.m., for example. This will allow me to set up one specific day without changing my main schedule. What else can I do? Well, add a day range. I can set up a date range, specifically work from, not the case just Monday, but Monday and Tuesday. And the most common thing we do here is a day exclusion. For example, do you have any day of the day that you don't work, like a special day?
October.
Let's say, for example, Labor's Day. I don't know if it's something that you guys do. For
Yes,
example,
1st of May.
sorry?
Yes, it's 1st of May.
Yes, also for us. Yeah, for example, every year, every day, we won't be working on the 1st of May. Okay, so this means that no matter when it's the 1st of May, I already set up here that we won't work that day on any year. Okay, so for example, if that is on a Sunday, it doesn't modify my programming. But it's, for example, if this year's is a Wednesday, I already set up inConcert for not, yeah, for example, it's a Sunday, great. But for example, if it's a Wednesday, I already say that we won't work. So here it will take the out of hours behavior. Okay, great. On users, this is another easy. Members.
Laura, just a question,
Yes.
if please. What's the difference between add day range and override day? Like if I configure this or that in the campaign, what's the difference between
Because
add day range or override day?
do you see the difference on the fields? Here you can override a single day. And here you can set up a range, move a range. This is override a day. For example, on Monday, the next Monday is 31. I don't want to work from 9 to 21. I want to work. I will have a break.
This one in case like I have work, then long break, then work again. That's where I should use this one.
Maybe I'm overriding the next Monday, and I will have 1 hour without working.
Yeah, actually, that's important here in our region. For example, during Ramadan, some people they have a break, you know, at iftar time. Some other people also they have on Friday, like there is a prayer at noon. So could be useful, like to program on always, you know. So this one I can use to have like from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. Then coming back from 2 p.m. until, for example, 6 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, I use this. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, Laura, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry for the schedule on the above. Can we split the day, as Muhammad said, to multiple periods? So for 2 periods, as example, without having any special days?
Yes, of course. You can set up here, for example, let's delete Friday. I can also put here Friday 9 to 13. And here I can set up also again Friday. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I guess
so
the special day is different. Yes, it's different.
A special day is to override the default. I will be honest. Some of our clients don't use the special day. They just go here and set up this,
remove
and configure again.
Yeah, but sometimes you know they forget.
But what special day? Wait. Special days allows you to program in the future.
Exactly.
Because
I don't have to come at this time.
Yeah, because if I want to, today is Friday, right? Well, imagine that today is Monday, and I want to program. Oh, next week on Thursday, I know we have something special. I cannot configure it on Monday because if I touch this, it will be applied to next Thursday, right? But if I do it with a special day, I can move forward and set up that specific Thursday, right?
Yes.
That's I think the big difference.
Okay, I guess Muhammad, the most particular case here will be Ramadan. If you have example from 9 to 5 working hours normally, during Ramadan you can add range from start date to an end date. It will be 1 month with different working hours. I guess.
Yeah, but I think you need to add them day by day, right? So unless you want to modify the whole table. Yeah, here you need to modify it by the beginning of the month until end of the month. Like the idea that whatever you apply directly to the schedule, it will happen immediately. What you apply in the special day, it will happen on the date that you select. Because here you select on Sunday, Monday, whatever, but there you need to specify the date, like January 27, February 28. You can select specific date, and even if you have event repeating every day and you know it's always holiday, you can, I think, apply this one time. So every year the system will take it off by itself.
Okay. Sorry, Laura, one more question. If I have a normal schedule like this one, and it will be changed on a certain day, maybe the first of months. So I need to apply a new schedule starting the first of months. How can I do this? Is there any scheduled trigger for applying the schedule in the campaign?
I didn't understand the question, Mohammed. Sorry.
Okay. Again, if we have a normal schedule like this one we have here, from 9 to 9, for example, And the working hours will be changed from 9 to 5 p.m. starting the first month, the 1st of Feb. Not today.
I will
Or
do it.
1st of March, for example.
Yeah, I will do it on that day, or maybe on Sunday, because you are changing the default of the campaign. So I won't be using any special day for that. Just
Yes.
the next available or out of hour, I will change all of this, and that's it.
Okay, so it's manually triggered, not automatically.
Yeah, there is no option for what you are saying, that, for example, to detect the first of the month and starting to apply different schedule by itself. That only we can do it for days, and for the holidays there is an option to asking you to apply it yearly or only this time.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, let's leave it there. Okay, users. Oh, sorry. Members are the members that I want to set up to that campaign. I want to add these two, only this. Okay, I will be set up only the training user. Okay, here I can set up special permission or special capability for that specific campaign. I can override the capability, and I can also override the permissions. Okay, let's confirm changes. Okay. This integration will be the form that we are going to create. Okay, we'll be reviewing this on the web designer module. Okay, for each interaction, I can set up a form to maybe store the city, the gender, the date of birth, comments, whatever I want. Okay, dispositions. Here are the disposition codes. Okay, so I can create here my disposition codes. Deal, for example, is a campaign goal. Yes. Confirm, continue. No deal. No, this is not a campaign goal. Inside no deal, I can set up here the reasons why it's a no deal. Expensive.
Not interested.
Not interested. Maybe later. I cannot also just information. Yeah. So this is what a disposition looks like. Okay. I can have I will be here for next week, next month, next
What will happen if I click on it in campaign goal? Like, what is making difference?
I will show you. I set up deal as a campaign goal. I will show you. Don't worry.
Great, thank you.
We can have stuff like this. Okay. So I can have here 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels. Okay. Great. Labels. Labels is a functionality for the agent to work better, more organized, and set up some labels to specific some interactions. I will show you here because I already have this here. Do you see this in orange? Do you see this in orange? This is a label.
Yes.
For example, this label is saying how to say in English. This is a post. Sorry, my dog is barking. It's for me to set up maybe one specific label to interaction, and I know already this is a sale, a question, or how do you say reclamos in English? Wait, I missed that word. Reclamo. A claim. And maybe I can set up here already to know this is not a disposition. This is helping me. Oh, I already know this is a complaint. Okay, and here I have my categories, my labels, for example. I can filter here, show me only the claims. Okay, the labels works for the campaign, and anyone on the campaign can assign a label. For example, I assign this label on the queue. I haven't even take that, and I already labeled that as a claim. Okay, this. I didn't even take it. I just saw it on the queue. Oof, I know this is a claim. I labeled, and maybe in our contact center some specific agent takes that type of label interactions, right? So I can here create a label. Let's think. What would be a label? Interested, for example. Another label that I can think of is maybe client. Okay, we'll be reviewing this when we have interactions. Okay, so the labels, I can assign a label on the queue. I can assign a label when I on the interaction. I can filter for that. This is a way to organize better the work of the agent, and we can achieve like some business rules on the way that the agents will work with this. Why? Because, for example, I can have a supervisor see on the queue every single chat, and maybe our supervisor can assign a label. For example, this is a claim, and maybe I am a user that its task is to go to this kind of topics. We can also see on the rules that maybe if I have something in my rule that is seeing maybe an email with the subject claim, I can assign this to a specific agent or a specific group. I can also do that. But labels are used for that, for labeling, for do easy or simplify the work of the agent on his inbox, and for filter those kind of interactions. Okay.
Is there any kind of reporting like labeling the transactions? How can I get the label of all transactions?
No, this is just this just works on the interaction tab for filtering and for managing, because for the report is not the label, is the disposition that you need.
Yes. Okay. So this position is available in the report, but
yes,
labeling for filtering only.
Yes, of course. We have we have 4 minutes left, guys. Let's stop here, and on Monday we can review notification, attention level, canned messages, rules, and we'll be setting up some email account, chat account, and telephony account. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Do you have any question for these 4 minutes?
I only have one question. And I was talking last week to Rodrigo about the dialer,
Yes.
and he said it's available in the new release, the latest release from inConcert. So if we will go an overview of the dialer, how it works, it would be nice.
What Rodrigo I think he meant is it will be available in the next build, but we don't have it right now. It's in developing.
Okay. All right.
The last
Laura, build 1894 doesn't have dialer, right?
Sorry?
That's the latest one. I have build 1894. That's the latest one, and until now we don't have dialer.
No,
right?
no. That's the one that was released on December, right?
Yeah, December end of it almost.
Yes.
The same one that you have now in orange
no,
UI, new UI.
The next build will have the dialer. I don't have the release day so far.
It's not yet even on the wiki. I think once it's ready, they put it on wiki. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Anwar. Any other question? So let's see you on Monday. We will be continuing the configuration of the campaigns. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Laura.
Bye. Have a great
you, Laura.
weekend. Bye.